Okay, as you can see, I got the John Deere 260 garden tractor running. I went through quite a bit of stuff to get it going, and I'll go over that here in a little bit and some troubleshooting steps that may help somebody else out, because I had to learn the hard way. So I'll share that with you. So pretty nice little tractor, hasn't ran in quite a while, and we got her going. Then do a little more cleanup work on it tomorrow, and then we'll go ahead and get it back to the house. Okay, and then some troubleshooting things. So I actually got this unit put all the way back together and could not get it to click over. And there was a couple things I noticed. First thing, those wonderful blooded seat sensors. When I put this back on, these springs were not in there. So I had to add those springs, which gave this some tension, because for some reason, when this meshes down all the way without it there, it kind of creates like a back feed on the electrical system, and after like a click it wouldn't go again. So I did hook back up the seat sensor. I have a feeling now that I got the tractor running, I could probably disconnect it and it'd be all right. I go ahead and ride with it. You can start the tractor without the seat sensor, or you can get off the tractor without the seat sensor. How about that? The way that you do that is what you should do anyways, and that's by locking the parking brake. So when you lock the parking brake, what that does, allows the system to turn over. And I think I got a weak battery, so I'm going to put that on charge tonight. So the next thing was starter. Not only did I put in a new starter, but the little feed lines were in pretty rough shape, so I cut them back to the main wire harness and replaced those. Gave them a good connection. Rerouted this cable was actually routed behind the old starter and had flattened out, so I'm thankful that this is still good. We did replace this guy little right here. What this is it's listed as an igniter coil or igniter element, and I did an earlier video on what this does and how it works and stuff. So but that's where that's at now. What's some other things here? There is a shift lock sensor, and that is like literally, like if you look right down there, right about in there is where it's at. So you can get to that on the back side of the tire, or even getting underneath the tractor. So if you're encountering problems, you want to look at that, because that will lock up the transmission, and it can't determine if it's in neutral or not. So it'd be one thing to look for. So I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the fuel solenoid. So basically what this does is, doing a lot of research on this, the ultimate answer as to why these tractors have this is this prevents backfires. So rather than the tractor, usually like it used to be when you get off these things after doing a bunch of mowing, you just wait for the pop, and this is what they came up with in order to prevent that. So I guess it like retards it or something. Don't know exactly how it works still, but it is crucial and it is there. So we're good. The other thing, so I went ahead and replaced the fuel system. That was one of the first things I did, and I was having a hard time getting this thing to start because it obviously didn't have fuel yet. So if you're encountering that, let's say you replace the fuel filter and all the line and stuff, and you need to get fuel back through the system, easiest thing is undo right here on the outlet side of the fuel pump and hook a bubble bulb up to that. They're not that expensive. They're maybe $5 at the hardware store. Definitely worthwhile. A siphon bulb is what they are. You can hook it to that and get fuel up to that point, and then it's all downhill from there, and it won't take long for it to get to the carburetor. So those are some troubleshooting steps that I hope somebody can learn from. There are a few other things on this particular model. You got two main fuses here. If something won't start or gauge is not working, chances are it's going to be right here. So those are easy fuses to replace. Those are just 20 and 30 amp fuses. And then down inside of the compartment here, there are 3 relays, and they're general 30 amp relays. You can pick up replacements at the hardware or the auto parts store if you have to replace those. Other common thing that happens to this particular model is the starting switch. They will go bad, and this one has actually been replaced with just one from a auto parts store. and so the wiring and stuff. So the old ones, the terminals will get corroded and ugly, and they'll stop working and all that fun stuff. So you may have to replace that, and there's tons of wires that plug in, so you may have to look and see where they're at. I recommend that if nothing else, before you pull the old switch out, get your camera in there and get some good footage as to where those wires go. It'll make your life so much easier. So hope all that helps. I will get this thing cleaned up tomorrow and probably take it back on over to my family's place. So it's been fun. Another project in the books.